we'll get this started. Thank you, Crystal. Welcome to the March 3rd, 2022 meeting of the Baltimore County Planning Board. It's now called to order. I'm Nancy Hafford, the chair of the Baltimore County Planning Board, and will now start this meeting with a roll call to account for all of our members that are present. When you hear your name, please say aye. Mr. Schweitzer.
Aye.
Ms. Pinero. Mr. Halipka.
Aye.
Ms. Johnson. Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Wolfson.
Aye.
Mr. McGinnis.
Aye.
Mr. Heckman.
Aye.
Mr. Heinel. Mr. Perlow.
Aye.
Mr. Warren.
Aye.
Mr. Caligari.
Aye.
Mr. Fotis.
Aye.
Mr. Avery.
Aye.
Ms. German. Ms. German? Okay, thank you all. Now please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. And how blessed we are to live in a free country.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Ms. Tracy, is there any changes to the tentative agenda as published?
Madam Chair, there are no changes.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tracy. In the February 25th email, you received draft minutes from the February 17th, 2022 meeting. Has everyone had an opportunity to read those minutes?
Yes.
Are there any corrections? If not, may I entertain a motion to accept the minutes as circulated?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. This evening, we have an opportunity to further discuss, then vote on the transfer station amendment to the Solid Waste Management Plan, Rolling Mill Road, which was introduced to the board on February 3rd, 2022. A public hearing was conducted on February 17th, 2022. The staff from the Department of Public Works and Transportation are here to answer any further questions that the board might have before taking a vote. Mr. Richard Keller from the Department of Public Works and Transportation, would you like to add anything further this evening, Mr. Keller?
I would not. If there are any questions, we're certainly happy to answer them, but I don't have anything formal prepared to amplify what we've already discussed.
Board members, do you have any questions for Mr. Keller or comments you'd like to offer? If no further questions, I'll now entertain a motion to approve the transfer station amendment.
Be it moved that the Baltimore County Planning Board approves the transfer station amendment as presented for 7600 Rolling Mill Road, also known as 7590, to Baltimore County's 10-year solid waste management plan, and recommends it be forwarded to the County Council for appropriate action.
Thank you, Mr. Halipka. Are there any further questions?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I have one question for planning. Did planning staff ever reach out to the local neighborhoods?
We did not do direct outreach, Mr. Heckman. It was posted and notified, as I think Mr. Keller has indicated.
And I just amplify, if I may, I just amplify that and say that we followed all of our rules and procedures in terms of advertising advertising the hearing.
Thank you very much. Is there
Mr.
any other
Schweitzer?
questions?
Yeah.
Mr. Halipka?
Yeah, Mr. Schweitzer? Have you talked to Councilman Crandall at all, since I think this will fall in the 7th district?
I just
Has
spoke
he-
with him. I just spoke with him today, as a matter of fact, but not on this issue. But we have not discussed this issue.
And he hasn't brought it up to you.
No, no. I thought if if it were something significant, he would have said something to me or asked me to at least raise the issue on with the board.
Any other questions? Okay, if I'm not hearing any questions, do we have a motion?
I moved it. Do we have a second?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Then when I call your name, if you will say yay or nay. Mr. Schweitzer,
Yay.
Ms. Panero, Mr. Halipka,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yay.
Ms. Wilson,
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Mr. McGinnis,
Yay.
Mr. Heckman,
Nay.
Mr. Heinel, Mr. Perlow, Mr. Perlow,
Sorry. Yes.
Mr. Warren,
Yay.
Mr. Caligari,
Yay.
Mr. Fotis,
Yay.
Mr. Avery,
Yay.
Mr. German, Miss German,
Yes.
and I approve. Thank you. Next item this evening is the board's final recommendation and vote regarding the fiscal year 2023 capital budget and capital program for fiscal year 2024 through 2028. I will now hand things over to my wonderful colleague, Vice Chairman Scott Kalipka, who has been chairing the CIP committee. You've done a great job, Mr. Halipka.
Well, always good when you have staff helping you tell you what to do. So I'll just, to help summarize the process that we've been through. The Planning Board Capital Improvement and Budget and Program process for FY 2023 to FY 2028 began on October of last year with our citizen input meeting. The board heard from over 90 citizens, verbally and in writing, who expressed their concerns relating to capital improvements for their communities. County Executive John Olszewski made a presentation to the Planning Board on January 20th, 2022. In his remarks, Mr. Olszewski noted that the budget process is more transparent and open with the continuation of the town hall meetings in every council district and the open budget platform. Agencies have worked with the Chief Sustainability Officer to include resiliency and efficiency in their capital project requests. And for the first time, agency presentations were required to address equity in their projects. The Planning Board Committee on the Capital Budget and Program has held a series of meetings in January and February of this year, during which representatives from the Baltimore County agencies presented their capital budgets. The Department of Planning presented the staff's CIP recommendations to the committee on February 23rd, 2022. After discussion, the CIP committee accepted the staff recommendations for the FY 2023 capital budget and 5-year program and suggested recommendations to be included in the board's cover letter to the director. All of you should have received the inner office memo outlining the general agreement and some of the specific, no, thank you. And then some of the specific recommendations that we added, in particular, trying to accelerate the design and repairs at Diamond Bridge Park and recommending, if resources are available, an additional gymnasium at Hereford High School. So with that summary, I would now like to move that the Baltimore County Planning Board approve the FY 2023 capital budget and capital program for fiscal year 2024 to 2028 and the accompanying cover letter as recommended by the Committee on Capital Budget and Programs for transmittal to the Director of the Office of Budget and Finance.
Second.
Nancy, do you want to do the roll call or shall I?
I'll do the roll call. Mr. Schweitzer,
Yay.
Ms. Panero, Mr. Halipka,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, Ms. Wolfson,
Not a good time.
Yes.
Mr. McGinnis,
Yes.
Mr. Heckman,
Yes.
Mr. Heinel,
Yes.
Mr. Perlow,
Yes.
Mr. Warren,
Yes.
Mr. Caligari,
Yes.
Mr. Fotis, Mr. Avery,
Yes.
Ms. German.
Yes.
Thank you all. The motion carries. Ms. Tracy will now fill us in on legislation recently passed by the County Council following our last meeting. Ms. Tracy.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Since the last meeting, there have been 3 items. The first, Bill 5-22, zoning regulations, uses permitted in the manufacturing heavy MH zone for the purpose of permitting the storage of truck tractors and trailers on surface parking lots in the MH zone by adding the storage of tractors, truck trailers, and shipping containers. Next, Resolution 4-22, review of PUD Dogwood Village, a resolution of the Baltimore County Council to approve the review of a proposed plan unit development in accordance with county law. The site for the PUD is located at 6700 Dogwood Road in Woodlawn and is approximately 3.3 plus or minus acres zoned DR 5.5. The application was submitted by Paul and Grace Holdings, LLC, and is now eligible for county review. Next is Resolution 12-22, amend the Perry Hall Community Plan. A resolution of the Baltimore County Council to amend the Perry Hall Community Plan. The plan was initially adopted on February 22nd, 2011. The amendment adds recommendations regarding plan unit developments in the plan area with restrictions on density based on underlying zoning and age restrictions. The amendment applies to any PUD proposed within the plan area and shall only apply to any concept plan filed after the effective date of the resolution. That ends the report.
Thank you, Ms. Tracy. And this is the conclusion of our meeting this evening. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Nancy, can I make?
Madam Chair, before you adjourn, if I may.
Sure.
I just want to echo Scott Halupka's comments about the staff. Jennifer Meacham, to Chris Weaver, and to Miles Muhlenberg, and I think Brett Williams also helped do some of the reviews. It's a very intensive effort, as we could see from the presentations of information, and I just really totally appreciate their commitment to making it easier for the planning board to take on its responsibility. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. And also to the planning board members, you've given a lot of time over the last few months, and we appreciate your service to Baltimore County.
Nancy, can I say something?
Absolutely.
The agricultural community has been trying for the last several years to get a direct commitment from the county on the use of the Ag Center and to have a greater voice at the table. Agricultural being one of the largest industries in Baltimore County, from the seed to the kitchen table. And the county executive is going to meet with the agricultural community at a town hall meeting next month. And we wanted to know that they're taking it seriously and they're trying to rectify some of the slights in the past. And I think we're going to move forward. So we appreciate the county executive taking his time to do this.
Thank you, Mr. Warren. Are there any other comments?
That was Mr. McGinnis. And if I may echo that Wayne just shared, Madam Chair, that the Economic Development Advisory Board has actually set up a separate agricultural services subcommittee that is going to take hopefully a holistic look at agriculture in the county, recognizing there's so many different elements to the great contributions that ag makes to the county. So in addition to the county executive doing the outreach on March 19th, I believe it is, Wayne,
Yes.
there's a longer term commitment than his meeting by having the Economic Development Advisory Board look at this over a period of time.
Thank you. We appreciate your help too also.
Any other comments from the board, our staff? If not, can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There you go.
Let's leave.
All right,
We have no
thank
more
you all
meetings
very
tonight.
much.
We're done for the night. The other ones are canceled.
Yep,
Yes.
this is it.
Yes, everything's finished.
Thank you.
You voted on it, Todd.